Your resub didn't go through, or Streamlabs screwed up, mate.
Good luck and have fun.
Which means it'll come through like an hour from now. Randomly, we'll get a Zarkovic's sub to the stream. Appreciate the support, mate. Hey, Perfection. Glad the aggression is the key ZVZ video helped you out, mate. It's a goodie. It's a goodie. Awkward pylon. I'd like that one space to the right. We'll wall off on this right-hand side. Nonetheless. Just casually coaching my opponents, guys. That's how I do it. I figure you guys learn a lot as well. Yeah, Mass Muta can be really good. It can be. Probably should have put it back there. There's actually really good production space back there on this map. I'm enjoying changing up my openings a lot lately. So I think I want to go a Stalker first. Stalker first. Expand this time. We'll still do a DT drop. We're just gonna have the Stalker first to be like, what am I up to? You know, just even small twists can have a big reaction because your opponent's like, what's this?
I am here in the shadows.
Oh, he's gonna lose that.
Not the pros.
It's pretty awesome for me, guys.
Cold is the void.
The firstborn shall persevere.
Intriguing. We are.
Combat ire shall.
I am the voice of the eclipse.
To glory. Let you. Yes, executor. Faith before fear. I am the will of the hierarch. We serve.
Very slow on that.
Pride. Najakar Mina. Glory to the Daemon. Najakar, I have met the enemy. Lords Allah. Forward.
Finished learning.
Oops. Looked like a normal build, to be honest, but it's hard to say. Killing that's going to be pretty useful. I think it's still all okay. Especially since we got 2 overlords, so I think he's very unsure about what we're doing as well. We don't want to go too close in case we get shut down, of course. Probably here, though, for the 3rd, right? Yeah, it's not a bad warp in time, in fact.
From the shadows I come.
Oh, he actually doesn't have a 3rd? Okay. Shit. bullshit. Damn it.
Let our enemy know our fury.
Not the probes.
Highlight for iron. Highlight for iron. I return to serve.
Research complete. Base is under attack. The minerals have up and gone. Upgrade complete.
Teleport success. I am here. Highlight for iron. Zero of action. Try all. I return to serve. Time for battle. Engaging the
Mineral field depleted.
Understood.
The minerals have up and gone. Mineral field depleted.
Teleport successful. I return to serve. Weeks. The sky. Teleport successful. I stalk zero.
They're attacking our cute little pro.
Teleport successful. They Templar. For teleport successful.
Research complete.
On the wings. mine. I will re-embrace the glory of battle. I stalk through the stars. We embrace the glory of battle. My light for ire. Time for battle. On the wings of justice. We embrace the glory of battle. I return to serve. Where do our enemies know?
Your upgrade is done.
We You seek our
The minerals have up and gone.
justice be done. I return to serve. I return to serve. Battle is upon us.
The minerals have up and gone.
My light for hire.
Your forces are under attack.
Direct my vengeance. Our choice. We are my child. We shall stand against the darkness. Our armies are as one.
Mineral field depleted. Our army be scrapping.
My light for hire. We embrace voluntary battle. The merging is complete. Cassar de Templar. Ula Sadari. My light for hire. I return to serve. Direct. Engaging the enemy. Sorry, the glory of battle. On the wings of justice. Not for rush.
Mineral field depleted.
My light for ire. Our. My light for ire. Our. Victory is here. I return to serve. Cassar de Templar. Battle is
Hey!
upon us.
They're attacking our base!
The glory of battle. My child, we will our Cassar de Templar. I return to serve. Cassar de Templar. We are.
The minerals have up and gone.
We shall stand against
Our army be scrapping.
my light for ire.
Your forces are under attack.
Cassar de Templar.
Hey! They're attacking our base! The minerals have up and gone.
I return to serve. One order.
Base is under attack. Mineral field depleted.
We embrace the glory of battle. One order. The enemy closes.
Mineral field.
Osiris, my light for hire.
Vespine geyser exhausted.
We cannot hold.
The minerals have up and gone. Mineral field depleted.
I bask in the twilight. We are
Well, there's no more gas with this one.
my light for I. We embrace the glory of battle. We our minds are. We shall stand against the skies await. The merging is complete. My light for I. We now mark I. My chum.
Hey! They're attacking our base!
We embrace the glory of battle. We embrace the glory of battle.
The minerals have up and gone.
We stand. Time. My light for iron.
Mineral field depleted.
Siravek, cry I am our. We embrace the glory of battle.
We got any detection? Almost died.
We embrace the glory of battle. We lead. Where do we? Anan? Our. Siravek, cry
Your forces are under attack. And they're out of here.
Did he stop that? Oh, he did actually stop the prism in the mains. He was doing a good job of that. But we managed to get on top there. So the Tempests were because I saw he went Lurkers and I was like, shit, let's just get something that can siege them from afar as long as I have detection. They're not essential, but just having a few Tempests in there means he can't kind of set up a position and be like, haha, attack into me, because you'll be able to actually wear him down. Game got very messy. I always struggle in this scenario because my control groups get really stacked up when they kind of commit to Mutas a bit more than normal, but not that much.
Gas with this one.
So then I've got to commit to the Phoenix. So originally we went double Stargate after seeing the Mutas, right? And this is the power of doing pressure, is often you can see the tech, and already seeing that it was just Lings and Queens defending, I was like, it feels like he's potentially going Mutas or Nidus or something weird, right? Like, you know, we got to keep our eyes out. So the moment I came in that main and confirmed what it was, I was like, oof, okay, good thing we saw that. Because yeah, like he built a small pack of roaches, but it really was not a lot of defense. And we kind of like went in, got a whole bunch of drones there, about 6 or 7. We went in and we're like, another undefended mineral line? I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Even without seeing the Spire, like I would have basically put down the cannons and batteries at the very least, and then been kind of scouting with the hallucinations, which should have already happened, but was a bit delayed this game. So cannon and a battery in each mineral line is really important. Batteries help your probes survive, but they also help the cannons survive, and double Stargate's really important as well. Thing is, if he only builds 5 or 6 Mutas, I can defend it with like, what have I done? I've warped in a few extra Stalkers at the front, I've got an Archon drop, and I got a cannon and a battery at each mineral line. I don't want to build any more than that, because if he only builds 3, 5 Mutalisks, or doesn't build any, and I start building Phoenix as well, he's already won out on this, right? Just by going Mutas, people are like, oh, he built Mutas, didn't do any damage, it's really bad for Zerg. And all the Protoss players like, it's fucking terrible for the Protoss players. It's really funny when you get these like weird, very tech-oriented compositions. Because if Mutas get out of control, Protoss players kind of need to overreact to it a little bit. So you're forcing me to go cannons, batteries, Stalkers, units I don't want, and 2 Stargates. It's a lot of friggin' money, not to mention bringing all my pressure home, right? So if it was just this many Mutas, I would not actually want to build any Phoenix. And because he kind of did commit to the Phoenix, I was like, you know what, the Mutas, I was like, you know what, I'll build 2. But that was it. I wasn't planning on building any more. And I was like, I gotta make sure I keep building Immortals. Because a lot of times people will threaten Mutas, run around, force a lot of anti-air, and then they'll run in with a ton of Roaches. Big Roach Ravager Bane, some sort of big base all in. And because you're building Phoenixes and all these other fancy things that aren't just Immortals and Archons and Storm, You get overrun. So I'd focused here. I was like, okay, +2, Immortals. I'll try and squeeze Storm out while we're just defending this. And then when these guys came in, I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, he's actually massing Mutas. And the thing is, he wasn't. It was just 12. But I was a bit slow to react there. He gets on top of these Mutas really well. Nicely done by him. And losing that Phoenix there was bad. I didn't think he'd chase in. But I was busy loading my Archons up, which I'd taken off the control group. I'd moved my control groups around thinking he was done with the Mutas. So that was dumb. I shouldn't have reorganized those Archons until a little bit later. I needed to be a bit slower on saying, wait, let's just keep defending, keep those Archons on that separate control group. So he comes in and I'm like, shit, he's massing Mutas. Okay, he's massing Mutas. And I'm like, bam, Phoenix, Fleet Beacon, ah! And I'm screeching internally here going, ah, what the shit's happening? And then he's actually going Hive in a crazy economy bind. He's going 75 drones. Luckily, he didn't go straight up to like 80. If he was already up at 80, then I'd be screwed. Because I'm doing no pressure on his side of the map. And, you know, he's forcing this big response. But, yeah, he comes in. And then my Phoenix like, wait, actually, that's not that many Mutas. And you can tell he's not building more because he's diving in rather than pulling away and joining up with even more. So we shut that down without many probe losses. And then we're like, okay, he's swapping back to ground. So like immediate focus on High Templar, Storm, get that 4th up because that's already been so delayed. I know he's ahead on economy. And I'm just trying to get back in control in a kind of ground situation. I come through and I see, oh, he's going Lurker Den. Okay, he's already going Lurker Den. We know he's going to go for Hive and whatnot. The Phoenix suddenly becomes a less high priority control group. I know it shows up as number 1. That's actually, it's actually a very low priority control group for me. I put like Tempest on it in late game and stuff. Just because I use a customized hotkey setup. So we're like, okay, pick up drones, do damage, send a few zealots in, and start threatening with my main army. Now, I don't have a warp prism over here to actually reinforce this army, but I'm like, okay, let's just keep him back, especially with lurkers. If I let him walk across the map, siege up a base, I might just die. But if I keep him running around defensively, if I keep hitting him before he gets adaptive talons up, we can do amazing things like that. Force him to eat some delicious Psystorms. And just kind of keep him pinned back. We realized that Spore was out of range, so I got to do this delicious little maneuver here. Almost got the hatch with that. And one of the biggest snipes of the game, the Greatest Spire. This just buys you so many minutes of I don't have to worry about Broodlords. And that's bloody huge, because that means I can max out on Immortal Archon Storm and do all this sort of stuff. So I ran in with just my Immortals at first and some High Templar behind them. And started trying to break through here. If I had a Warp Prism here, this would have been much better because I could warp in Zealots as well. And I really should have just pulled back at this point. I was like, oh, we'll just pull back for Storm Energy, but it's like, no, you needed to pull back for a solid minute, wait for more Storm Energy. As it is, we do still start getting some damage done here and there. We're running, you know, units in from all sides and that sort of stuff. We've got DTs and Zealots constantly running in, Phoenix being dickheads where possible. So it got a little bit chaotic, and then at this point I was like, shit, okay, my whole ground army died, so I had to quickly just remake High Templar, Chrono Immortals as much as I could, and just try to get back up that base ground army as much as possible, and keep expanding in the midst of it, because we know his Greatest Spire got epically delayed in the midst of all the chaos. He hasn't had a chance to rebuild it. He's been pinned back on 4 bases. His creep spread is gone, so he's got no map control, and we can just keep threatening all over the place. So some cute little abducts there, which kind of deal with the Tempest a little bit, but not completely. And then we're kind of just attacking with Zealots and Mortals from other sides. And you just can't really keep up. Lurkers are not very good on the defensive. Just trying to Nidus Worm me, which can be real powerful if he gets some momentum. But we're keeping him so busy just dealing with Zealots coming from all sides. We're up at 80 probes, so kind of worked out from there. We were able to just throw things at him and not really have to micro every wave. Like a wave of Zealots in the back of a base, it's a big problem that he has to deal with, and it's not something that we have to put a lot of micro into. Did you not get Oracles because of the control group problem? Or was there another reason? I mean, I just had lots of observers. I wasn't really thinking about it. Nah, the Oracle would have been fine. Especially once I lost those Phoenix. Oracle would have been a good idea. I think it's just because I had him pinned back so much and I already had Tempest up, I just didn't even think about it. Normally you would add an Oracle in there for the Revelations for sure. But yeah, the game was a little bit more messy because of the Mutalisks, so little things like that get forgotten.